Before we get started with the ink, I would like to show you a little bit about what goes on with the brush. You're going to be using a brush, a watercolor round. Those came in your kit. Can I have a piece of paper, honey? I'm getting ink on myself. Just a paper towel. Be careful about the ink that you get on yourself and stuff. Some of these bottles open up really weird. Stupid idea to go to plastic bottles, but they did. Get your brush wet before you do anything. Load that up with water. It's like a sponge. Like if you've ever taken a dry sponge and tried to get water off of the sink, it just moves it around. But if you dip that sponge and wring it out, it's primed and ready. The brush is the same way. I want this brush ready as I dip in the ink right here to really load that brush up. A lot of ink in this right now. So I've got ink going up into the hock of the brush. And I can start up here at the very top where I know I want this black, and I just start brushing across with this round, keeping a wet edge. I'm dipping almost every time that I go into the bottle. Not that I'm in the bottle, but so I want to drag this all the way across here so that I've got nice, rich, black. That's what you really want to get on this. So keep that wet edge. That's really, really, really important. You can paint your perimeters just to give yourself something to go around. I can come close to this just as an example. Come close to that, and that's all I need. I'm going to be going in between those other spots, but this wet edge is keeping this flowing evenly. And that's critically important with inking. This is like a watercolor technique. And the coolest thing about doing this stuff is that if you make a mistake, you just adjust a little bit. So if you go outside of your line, move the line. There's probably no other teacher in the school that'll tell you to cheat, but that works really well in the visual arts. Okay, so I'm going to go around the perimeter of this and try to keep this large area flat as it dries. That's keeping that wet edge, letting that flow down to the bottom. That's the great thing about putting this up on an angle like this, because then the ink is flowing. It's moving down. It's going exactly where I want it to. I come in here really close on this and keep this flowing down. So that gives you an idea of what this process is like. I'm going to continue doing this, but you don't need to watch the whole thing. I know what I might do is just put it into a, I forget what you call it. What do you call that when you can speed it up?
Time lapse.
Time lapse, that's it. I'll put it in a time lapse.